Today is 843rd day and I'm here to lessons to learn. I'm learning. I hope this will support your dreams, your goals, allow you to become the person that you want to become. Today we speak about immaturity. So it means that when you think about immaturity, of course we understand that it's not based on age. Because there is a lot of people who are 15 years old, 16 years old, who are already mature. But there's like 50, 60 years old who are still immature. So that means it's not based on age, it's not based on a lot of things, but it's based on how you communicate, how you work, and how you live your life. So today we'll share 10 things that we able to know that are you mature or not. So when you are looking into those 10 things, so it's better that those things are not in your list. Because if there is one of those ones, you can say that, okay, I still need to work. And maybe I'm not fully mature yet. It could be that in one area you are super mature, in other area that you need to still to grow. And every single person needs to be aware that, okay, I still have a lot of immaturities in me. This is the area that I am struggling. This is a area that I'm weak. This is my area where I'm blind, or I have some blind spots, and I need to look for other people who are very strong in that area and help me to overcome those and become mature. Okay. So number one is avoidance of responsibility. That means that when we go through life, we need to make sure that we understand that we have full ownership and responsibility of our actions and results. And that's why when you are really not able to take full ownership, it shows that you still are trying to live with someone else, depend on someone else. So that means if you depend on your parents, on your spouse, or anyone, that means that you still don't have full maturity. Now, of course, following a leader is different than depending on other people because you are taking your full ownership and taking actions to make sure that you are achieving the results that you're looking for. So it means that when you take ownership of your life, you will make commitments to yourself, to other people, and you will take actions to make sure that your actions align with your commitments. Number two is lack of emotional regulation. That means that maybe one day you are super happy, other day you are super low. That means that you're able to really not have those impulsive behaviors, that every single person knows how you will communicate, what kind of emotions you will have. Because sometimes when you are around some people, you just never know. Like you always tiptoe around those people because you never know how they will communicate that day. So maturity shows that you are able to control your emotions and regulate emotions, that people are aware that no matter how you perform during that day, it's a good day, it's a bad day, but you have that emotion regulation and able to control yourself. So you're able to discuss ideas in a right manner. This is very, very important. Mature people are able to regulate their emotions. Number three is inability to communicate. People who are immature, they are unable to communicate. So what they do? They really are not able to express their emotions, their thoughts, their feelings, and a lot of times they avoid communication whatsoever. And that shows in immaturity. Because people who mature, they sit down and communicate and share their thoughts. It might be that they disagree, but being able to understand another person and disagree still is much, much better than really avoid conversation whatsoever. And I think that's one of the biggest understanding is that a person who is mature, he will work very hard to learn how to communicate effectively because that shows just aspect of maturity. Number four is self-centeredness. Immature people love self-centeredness. So that means they are always looking to themselves. Okay, how I'm able to take everything for myself. Everything for myself. That means that when you are able to be mature, you're looking to other people. How are they succeeding? Well, that's a lot of times people when they're looking for success, that's self-centeredness. But when people who are looking for significance and making a difference in other people's lives, that shows that you have a full maturity. And that means that when you're self-centered, you lack empathy. And what means lack empathy? You're not able to understand other people. And if you're not able to understand people, a lot of times it shows that immaturity. Number five is fear of commitment. Fear of commitment. It shows that you still need to run around and figure things out, but when you're able to really make a full commitment, that shows maturity because you're able to make right decisions and stick to them. So that means that immaturity shows that you are fearing of those commitments, because you do not understand if you will be able to make sure that you are aligning yourself with those commitments. Because when you have clarity of yourself, when you know that this commitment will help you and you will be able to persevere no matter what, you're not afraid to make commitment. But you are still afraid to make a commitment is because you do not trust yourself. You're not mature yet enough to say that I will able to persevere. I'm able to really take ownership and grow into the person who makes commitments and takes actions and achieves those commitments. Number 6 is blame others. Shows massive immaturity. When you really take action, but you're still able to blame others, blame environment, blame society, blame everyone, blame market, and not really focus on it, look into the mirror and say, this is your action, this is your decision, this is what you pursued, this is what you were able to do differently to make sure that things are different. And when I think that you were able to really look into responsibility and say that you are responsible for this, and let's work on making actions that we can get out of this. Because one of the biggest and most beautiful thing is about when you take ownership, that means that you are in full control to get yourself out. Because when you put blame on others, that means you're hoping that other people will take you out. But when you take full ownership and not blame others, of course, that shows full maturity. Number 7 is poor decision making. Immaturity shows poor decision making, and a lot of times people who are very immature, they make poor decisions because they just never had experience. And I think that we need to really understand that maturity shows that you have that ability to thoughtfully think about multiple things, about how to make decisions. Because a lot of times, when the thing about poor decision making, immature people are not able to connect long-term vision with current station, a long-term vision with current station, and those choices doesn't align with who they want to be. And sometimes they don't know who they want to be, and that shows again part of immaturity. Number 8 is dependency on others. So that means that when I think about immature people, a lot of times they depend for emotional safety, for financial safety, for physical safety on other people. So that they depend on others for everything, for that advice. Sometimes they just, if you want to be mature, you need to look at, okay, how I'm able to take care of everything, wealth, health, finances, everything between. Because when you're able to really depend on yourself, of course, you're able to have partnerships, but still you have full dependency on yourself, because worst case scenario, you will able to persevere because you depend on yourself. Now you're able to achieve much more with somebody, with a group, with a team, but you know that if you will be by yourself, you'll still achieve some sort of success. And that's it. Because sometimes people who are immature, they depend 100% on other people. So that means if other people doesn't jump in and help, they just fall flat. Number 9 is unrealistic expectations. Immature people have very unrealistic expectations. So that means they think, okay, look, I never built a business, so I will start a business. I will start making $1 million in a month. No, that's, look, could it happen? Yes. But is it possible? Yes. But could it make it? How probable it is? It's very, very unlikely. So knowing that expectations is very important. And the more mature you are, when you have experience, you are able to have those right expectations, pursue the actions, achieve the results. Because people who have unrealistic expectations, immature, and then when they start to pursue something and they start to see that they are not able to achieve things, of course that creates frustration, and sometimes they quit because those expectations never led to the really great success. And last one is that number 10 is refusal to learn and grow. Refusal to learn and grow. So that means they don't like feedback because sometimes they believe that it shows their flaws. No. Learning and growing is maturity, saying that, tell me what I need to work on. Now I know what I need, because maturity is one beautiful thing, because mature people know that what they're good at and what they're not good at. So that means when you're aware of both, then you're able to grow much faster. Because a lot of times people who focus just on the things that they need to work on, they forget how good they are. This is very, very powerful. I think that you will not miss it. That when you forget how good you are at certain things, you start to believe that you are bad at everything. So it's very, very important to always look into what you're doing great and what you're doing bad, and getting that feedback and really learning and growing constantly, it shows maturity. Because only the best are showing that all the mistakes they did. Because sometimes people, when they make massive mistakes, they want to hide it. Oh, I don't want to show that anymore because they will start to think that I'm not that good. No, like when you're able to show openly, this is what I did, this is my mistake that I did, what I need to do differently next time when that something comes up. Oh, it shows massive maturity. So the thing about maturity and immaturity, I think that you always need to reflect and say that where I am, because it's not that one day you are immature, another day you are mature. No, like it's a journey. So that means you're able to be like from 1 to 10. So where are you now? You're able to rate for some 1 is totally immature, 10 is full mature. And I think that is almost impossible to sometimes reach 10 of 10. And it takes a while. It takes years and years and years to work on yourself that you're able to achieve that. So I think that it's good to know that it's not that you wake up one day and you say, okay, I will be mature today. No, you will work every single day by day, until you reach the highest level of your maturity. And of course, when you mature, it's much easier to build relationships. It's easier to build wealth. It's easier to build success. It's so much more easy to build multiple areas of your life when you have maturity in your hands. So I hope you choose to win, and see you tomorrow.